Let's take a look at the very first narration, a vivid description by the Prophet ﷺ about how this encounter is going to happen and some of the events leading up to it. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, سَتُصَالِحُونَ الرُّومَ صُلْحًا آمِنًا. You will make a secure truce with the Romans. وَتُقَاتِلُونَ أَنْتُمْ وَهُمْ عَدُوًا مِنْ وَرَائِهِمْ. And you will unify with them to fight an enemy beyond them. In another narration, مِنْ وَرَائِكُمْ, a common enemy beyond you. Who is this enemy? Where is this enemy located? Is it Muslims and the West coming against Russia? Is it Muslims and the West coming against China? Allah Almighty knows best. You can only speculate. But what we do know is that there will be, in the build-up to this apocalyptic encounter, as we described it before, a truce. A truce suggests that there were wars leading up to it. There was already battles, a series of them, between the Muslims and the Romans. And then there was a truce. During that truce, forces were unified and they fought a common enemy. What will be the outcome of that war? This is not the Malahim. This is the events leading up to the Malahim, the Grand Wars. He said, فَتُنْصَرُونَ. You will be given victory.
You know that in the 11th century, the Al-Qutrayni already prophesied about this war, when Melech Pras, the king of Persia, will cause havoc, confusion throughout the entire Middle East. The entire world is going to be confused. Says the Medrash, God is telling the Jewish people, do not be worried. Higia Zuman Gulaschem. The time for your redemption has arrived. Furthermore, Mashiach will stand upon the roof of the Holy Temple, and he will say, Anavim, humble ones, Higia Zaman Gulaschem, the time for your redemption has arrived.
Big thing over at InfoWars and on the dissident right media for the longest time, the Jew hate media. Yeah, do you have my tweet that I actually put on my... So I basically, what happened, if you want to go to the first slide first before we play the video, about a month ago on July 1st, there was an announcement that they were going to do a practice run of the red heifer. And prior to this, the media outrage that the Jews were going to go do this red heifer, you had these lunatics like Stu Peters and others who were saying, this is going to usher in the Antichrist, blah, blah, blah. And it was like a real big media balagan. It was really a bad twist. So they said that and also the government wasn't going to let them. So what they did was they said, we're just going to do a practice one with one of the 5 disqualified cows. The government said, okay, whatever. They ended up going out, doing a real cow. One of the cow's name was Tikva. They made the offering, and it was a real offering. They did it all by the laws, and I have with me some of the ashes right here, red heifer ashes, and it's pretty incredible. The red heifer, the last time that the red heifer was done was over 2,000 years ago. The first time it was done by Moses. The second time it was done by Ezra from the book in the Bible. And that shows you how long the ashes can last for. So a pure red heifer doesn't come about all the time. And in this generation, we had 21 of them that were born. Pure. Pure. They picked 7 to bring to Israel. And out of the 7, Israel only allowed them to have 5 brought in. And they've been sitting around just doing nothing because the media outrage has been so astronomical about it. But the red heifer people, they fooled everybody, and they successfully performed the ritual about a month ago. Now, in the ritual, you're supposed to have hyssop. I have also hyssop that is from the actual ritual, and also the red heifer ashes. And these get put into a clay jar, and then sprinkled on people in a healing ritual. And it removes the impurity of death and allows for people to heal. So since this started, they have been sprinkling on people. There was a man with Alzheimer's who just started remembering everything, sight to the blind. There's some real miracles that have happened in the last month since this thing has gone down. But the ashes, just like I have a little bag, there was 10.5 gallons of ashes. And this is only a dime bag full. And these ashes have been disseminated. They're here to stay. They will never be found. So many people have them. And this little bag can power about 10,000 doses.
Power about, it said that makes it sound like really potent cocaine.
It packs a punch, yeah.
This is the stuff right here,
Test
man.
it for fent.
This is the but we could go smoke this after the show, but no, I'm just kidding. Come back from the dead after you do something like that. But I have a video from the ritual, and if you want to play it, I don't know if you it has copyrighted music. Can you slide it so people could see the slide? So these are the slides of the actual ceremony being taken place, and that's tikva, and everything was done specifically according to halacha, which is Jewish law.
Mm-hmm.
It was a perfect cow, and meaning that it doesn't have a single hair that is not red. And also, it could never have been burdened with work. So you can't even lean a shovel up against the cow. They have to be treated in a very specific way for their whole life. And then the person who does the ritual can never have been in contact with death. So basically, they're not allowed to they have to be of a specific bloodline. And what they do was they raise these children in like these elevated homes above the ground, and they never leave the home until they're ready to do the rituals. And that's like how they never come into contact with death. So the priest who did this literally lived in his home for over 20 years before he...
Never left?
Nope. Because he was born to do this ritual.
Wow.
And now that it's been done, the Messiah can come.
Okay, so this is you're talking about the return of the Messiah.
Return of the Mac. Here we go.
We had a moving visit today to the wall. I can't resist repeating this, but I'm going to. I said to the secretary that the last time Pompeo visited Jerusalem didn't end that well. But this is a different time. Rome and Jerusalem clashed over values with a great tragedy for the Jewish people. But the new Rome, the United States, views itself as a new Jerusalem.
Outside, bro. Oh, there's more of them over there. What that flag mean? What does that flag mean? What? Sheikhna? Messiah is coming. The Messiah? Is this what he said? Is Messiah? That's the Messiah? He said the Messiah is coming. That's what they said.
Shalom. Sheikh is coming.
Sheikh?
Sheikh is coming.
Sheikh who? Sheikh al-Masjid?
Come on.
After more than 3 weeks of war, U.S. forces have struck more than 9,000 targets in Iran and damaged or destroyed more than 140 ships and boats, all that according to the Pentagon. But the Islamic Republic tonight continues to fire back at the U.S. and its allies. Senior national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata has more on the fighting tonight from Tel Aviv.
In the middle of the latest wave of airstrikes across Iran, a sudden about-face from President Trump, postponing for 5 days a deadline to obliterate Iran's power plants in order to break the country's siege on the Strait of Hormuz. But CBS News has learned Iran has laid at least a dozen mines in that strait to target any ships that dare to try passing through. Officials tell us there's been no change in the plans to send thousands more Marines and sailors to the region, in addition to ordering elements of the 82nd Airborne Division, potential ground troops, to prepare to deploy. And yet, despite more than 3 weeks of punishing airstrikes, Iran continues to strike back. With 2 ballistic missiles hitting cities in Israel's south over the weekend, injuring close to 200 people. 2 strikes within a few hours, raising concerns Israel and U.S. forces may be running low on interceptors as this war goes on. There have been a number of cluster bombs over the weekend, too, even in neighborhoods behind me in Tel Aviv. But over the last 24 hours, it's been a lot quieter, which may suggest Iran is either running out of these missiles or conserving what they've got left. Tony?
Charlie D'Agata for us in Tel Aviv. Charlie, thank you very much.
And today, Jennifer and I and others had a chance to go see the Western Wall of the Temple Mount, the Western Wall tunnels, so much of the old city. And as you stand there, you can't help but behold the miracle before you. And it got me thinking about another miracle that I hope all of you don't see too far away. Because 1917 was a miracle, 1948 was a miracle, 1967 was a miracle, 2017, the declaration of Jerusalem as the capital, was a miracle. And there's no reason why the miracle of the reestablishment of the temple on the Temple Mount is not possible.